I think it's the Buffalo River water. Okay, here's the king of the hill, the reigning king.
Hot cars, an exceptionally beautiful woman, and what a picturesque circuit to come and play at for this year's Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. We're down in Knysna once again, and a massive crowd has come out for Friday, Saturday and Sunday's action here on the hill. Some very, very exotic machinery going to be thrown up the road, and see who can come out and be crowned King of the Hill on Classic Friday and on Sunday for the big top 10 King of the Hill shootout. Scribante holds that record in both categories, so is he going to be beaten this year? Franco Scribante bringing 2 cars last year and was untouched. Nice to see some celebrities coming out to be part and parcel of this magnificent event. Miss South Africa is in the house.
Back on home ground, it's always good to be in Knysna and in the garden route. My thoughts on the Hillclimb, firstly, it's very noisy. But no, just on a more serious level, I think it's amazing that such a big, event comes to Knysna, comes to the garden route. I think it's great for the economy around here, and I think it's great to see that the Southern Cape can, handle such big events. And I'm great to be associated with Nissan and to be here with them, and supporting them all the way.
So we've got some Nissan fans in the house already seen, and it looks like Miss South Africa will be shouting hard, but there's some Jaguar fans. There are definitely some BMW fans in the house, and they're going to be entertained here. But let's go and have a quick squiz at Lindenberg Racing. He has got some magnificent machines here this weekend. Both him and his daughter Paige will be racing, along with a couple of other drivers, Justin Price in the Shelby Daytona Coupe. And Lindenberg Racing is certainly going to be looking for those trophies here this weekend.
So we found the car, just a shell, and we took a long time to build it, but it's a replica of a 1965 350 GT Shelby. Very cool, and it's not going to be the fastest car here, but it's going to be one of the fun cars to drive. And I think that it's also it's a car that people relate to. It can't win, but it's going to be fun, and it's about 500 horsepower, so it'll be a little bit snaky, I guess, off the line, and maybe a little bit dancey on some of the corners. But yeah, decent car. Only finished building it last year, December. Done 2 races with it. Passion for Speed, 2nd overall, and then Cape Town Passion for Speed we won. So good car.
We know with the Shelby brand there is a snake involved, but snaking? Yeah, we'll see if we can snake up the road and get through this little snake that runs up the side of the Simola area of Knysna. Lindenberg looking to get a hot time in right from the word go. As you heard from him, he's not looking to be the fastest car out there, but he's certainly going to entertain us now. Not such a great start though, Pete. Come on, get the thing off the line a bit better, and of course you're going to be at the top end. He's got to try and get into the top 10 shootout if possible. We go on board here. Have a look at this. Look how awesome this is from this point of view. Getting exceptionally close to those tyres on the inside of the circuit and heading up towards the twisties. Here's where the car's got to be settled, and absolutely perfect lines to be found here. Pete's doing a good job. Let's see if he keeps it all together as he goes across the finish line. That's a very good run. Is it good enough for top 10?
Yeah, look, I'm happy, but it's kind of now it's on the fine line because I'm 11th and the top 10 go into the final. And I'm out by 0.2, 0.3 of a second. So am I happy? Oh, the car's actually gone better than I expected up the hill because this is not a hill climb car. The trick is going to be to get it off the line and find that half a second.
Difficult to do, and that's what everybody's trying to find here, including the 26 car here of Peter K. Eddy, a legend when it comes to the hill climb and motorsport in South Africa. Heading to the top, Trevor Tuck looking pretty tasty as well. And this little Alfa Romeo has got a superb turn of pace. We've seen it not only racing on the hill climb, but also in historic tour. Ivan Marks looking pretty good as well in a very similar Shelby Mustang. Justin Price looks like he might be the man to beat though. This Daytona Coupe out of Lindenberg Racing is firing on all cylinders and looks like it might just have what it takes to get to the front end. In the ladies team, we've got Paige Lindenberg, and she'll be looking to do some damage in her Ford Fairlane.
Hi, I'm Paige Lindenberg and I'm driving a Ford Fairlane up the hill today. It's a V8. We should clock 180, 190 up the hill. I've never driven it up the hill before. My dad raced it last year. So it's going to be an interesting day. I'm a little bit concerned about the pull-off because I can't drop the clutch. So it's going to be a slow pull-off, but once we get going, it should pull.
It's kind of the strategy you've got to look at for this event. You've got to see whether or not you can get the lightning quick off the line. But with these older cars, of course, there's no traction control, there's no launch control, so it's a little bit of a slow pull-off. Once the power kicks in, it's hammer down time and go as fast as you can from literally just the end of that Jaguar start-finish area. Up towards the top of the hill, and racing is certainly in everybody's blood here this weekend. And once again, Jaguar and Simola behind this event, but the Lindenberg Racing team are looking for results, and Paige certainly would like to be at the front end, particularly for the ladies.
We've just done the first qualifier. Practice was quite intense. I started off doing 58, so I'm now down to a 54.1, I think. Struggling a bit on the start. This car is like a 1,700 kilogram story to pull off the line, and I've got strict instruction not to drop the clutch and not to break anything. So yeah, you got to find a happy medium on the pull off. So it's getting much better. So looking forward to second qualifying.
Let's have a look if anybody's got what it takes to beat the king of the hill from last year, Franco Scribante. We'll catch you after the break. Welcome back to action from the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. We're at the start line, having a look at the king. Franco Scribante winning both classes last year. Sunday's King of the Hill and Classic Friday as well in this machine. The Chevron B19, an absolutely amazing piece of machinery. And power to weight ratio, there's not much to beat it here this weekend, particularly in this class. Have a look at this though. This is how hard the car has to work. What a shot. GoPro inside the machinery, heading through the twisties. Scribante is looking good and looking to take it overall and win out his category as well as he crosses the line. A 41.671. That's good enough to give him King of the Hill for the Classic Friday. Let's have a look at the results. Stewie Grant winning out the H1 category ahead of Roger Lewis and Steenkamp. Malcolm Bogard wins out over Hollis and Kraan. Rook, Rolino and Craig Vessels take H3. Champion takes H4. And as we saw, H5 going to Scribante. H6 goes to Tuck, 7 goes to Watts, and Justin Price takes H8.
It's getting tougher and tougher all the time. The Atlantic was creeping closer and closer, and on the way up the hill, when I saw the oil flags out, I thought, oh, we've got problems now, because the raindrops were starting to fall very heavy on my visor. But you know, it was good. I suppose it was the same for everybody, and yeah, it was great.
I'm over the moon. I'm telling you, compared to the first run up when I lost it at the top, I think I told you, I thought I'm in for a big day. But yeah, I kept it on the black stuff. And just consistently just bettered the times, got better on the start, and yeah, ended up with a win, which I'm very, very happy about.
And so is Lindenberg Racing. They were stoked at Justin Price's time, and now we move across with a bit of aerial material straight into the King of the Hill shootout. This magnificent circuit put together and just literally thrown up the road at Simola. And look at the machinery that's come to play. Nissan GTRs, LMP2 cars, Scribante's machine, and a Formula One in the hands of Andre Besaidnout. Let's get ready to go now for King of the Hill. Reggie Roots will certainly be a man to watch out for.
First of all, we're very lucky to be here. I'm very, very happy. It's our third time that we tried, and it's the first time we actually got here with a car. No issues this time. It's a GTR 35 2017 model. The car's amazing, unbelievable. We see just over 200 k's an hour going up the hill. And it handles well, it brakes well, it's up to me to do the job now.
Pretty much a stock standard GTR that he's going to be playing in. In the stock class, he'll be up against Jackie Schechter. Schechter's times last year were very impressive. Let's see whether or not Reggie Roots can do anything about it. Reichardt, a multiple saloon car champion, so certainly knows what to do when it comes to driving a race car fast. But driving a stock standard car up a hill, completely different ball game. But he's got to grips with this car very well. And already starting to put in some hot lap times and getting the car sideways. And considering the fact that it's an all-wheel drive car, that takes some great driving skill.
Now, the car was brilliant yesterday. Unfortunately, I went wide in one corner and damaged the car. But the NXGen team was unbelievable. I've never seen a bunch of guys pull together like that. Burnt a late night oil, worked late last night, early this morning. The car's here looking spick and span, and I think today we're going to give it a full go.
Isak Spies has brought something very unique along for this year's outing. An LMP built in South Africa by Barnard.
Yes, this car is what we call a LMP3, a Le Mans prototype car. This is actually a road car, the series, and it's built by a group called Barnard in South Africa. And I think it's based on the Le Mans LMP3 series, and it's got a LS7 Chef motor in, makes about 700 horsepower, and you can have different types of them. It depends what you want. You can spec it with a Porsche engine, with AMG Mercedes, so the body basically stays the same, but the package inside, you can choose what you want. I mean, it's an awesome car to drive, an unbelievable downforce, the package is great. So I think, you know, from what Chris Barnard did and his team, you know, they're doing a wonderful job, and I think it's time that we promote the South African built car, and we must take it overseas, and you know, people must look at it. It's absolute awesome, and they're very strong and they're well built.
Oh, we've got 700 horsepower with a space frame chassis and a very light body. Let's see what Spies can do up the hill now. It's got a good start, and now trying to keep it all together. The first part is pretty simple. It's not too difficult to get into the first part of this track. Then you've got a long straightaway. Once you get into that straightaway, it's power down and get everything you can, and get everybody taking, of course, social media photos of you and videos and putting them up all over the world. Heading up to the top of the hill now. A little bit of cement dust there, so some problems earlier on. It doesn't quite affect him, and looks like he might be getting a very good run in here. Hopefully enough to get him into the top 10. We move across to the G&H Transport Extreme Supercar stable. Gianni and Ricky are here, along with their full team, to try and do some damage to the hill.
Hi, I'm Gianni Janokra. I'm driving a 2013 BMW 135i. It's equipped with a Borg-Warner turbo, sequential gearbox, Motec management. Yeah, it's making about 565 kilowatts. Proper race car. It's one of the, if not the most powerful BMW race car in the country. Other than that, you know, it's a good car, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
It's gone well on racetracks around the country. Let's see what it can do now on the hill climb. Gigi looking to get that car off the line. It's got a great start. See if he can keep it all together now. See him battling a little bit there. The tyres are a little bit cold as he heads up towards this very tricky section now. Left-hander and up under the bridge. Once he comes under the bridge, it's through the twisties. And then it's everything she's got for that finish line. Will Gianni Janakara win out the battle? It's an in-house battle always between himself and his twin brother Ricky. The 15 car is a 135, and it goes like a rocket ship. Little M3 CSL is going to be coming to play very soon as well, and that'll be in the hands of his brother Ricky.
Yeah, we're going to put it out there now for the last two qualifying sessions and see how things go. So far, we've done a best time of 45.7, which isn't too bad, but it's not the best. And yeah, we'll turn the power up, turn the traction on, and see how it goes from there.
That's exactly what he's hoping to do, but this is his biggest rival in racing, his brother Ricky. Let's see what he's got in terms of his plans for the day. Good launch off the line. Let's see if Ricky can keep it all together now through the first section. He's going to have to work hard to try and better the time that his brother's already set. You can see that the 45 bracket is where these cars are going to be playing in. We go on board. Let's have a look inside. Itre Kujini Logistics cockpit there, and Ricky going at it full time as he heads up towards the twisties. This is going to be a good run. It looks like it might be enough. Let's wait and see as they come across the line. Here he comes through the twisties up towards the finish line. Is he quicker than his brother? I think it might be close. Woo! Cross the line. Great job.
Yeah, look, the performance of the car is there. Okay, we've got a bit of a slipping clutch at the moment, but other than that, the car's been running flawlessly all weekend. We came here to try and get under a 50, because last year we ran a 50, and we've run a 46. We would have liked to be closer down to a 43, but there's always next year. We'll come back stronger, hopefully next year. Let's see.
Fantastic over there. Come and join us after the break for some more action from the Hillclimb in Knysna. Welcome back to the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. Big crowds coming out now for the King of the Hill shootout. We've seen some exceptional cars. We're going to see a little bit more now. There's Tuka Mechanikos in his AMG Mercedes-Benz.
I was lucky to be back again. Maybe one of our better years, hopefully, this year. Merc-styled DTM, 5.5, AMG V8, reasonable turbo. Car's weighing at about 1,200 odd kilos. Power is around 500 odd kilowatts in the wheels and 1,000-ish at 0.8-ish bar. But it might be a bit too much for this mountain, so we'll tone that down a bit. Chuffed, and I'm chuffed to be back.
It's great to see the Chromobile about to go and do some battle on the hill. And Tuka definitely knows what it takes to get to the front end of a hill climb battle. Time to kick the tyres and light the fires. Get those tyres warmed up. Here comes the official start now for Tuka in the AMG. Oh, it's a good launch. Can he keep it all together now? Second gear wasn't quite there, but he eventually found it. Now heading up towards the long straight. Through the big right-hand sweep, they get onto the straight now, heading up towards the bridge. From the bridge, it's into the twisties. Tuka's looking good. He's got to try and keep it all together here, just for a couple of 100 meters more. And a super run there from Mechanicos across the line. And that's a good start.
Considering the time, I'm chuffed. And considering where I ran in the league, or the category I ran in, very chuffed. A little bit of a clutch seal at the end, so I couldn't cement the place, but very chuffed.
Let's have a look and see what Paul Monroe is able to do today in his M3.
It's actually just been built. I've only done one event with it, so this is still new to me, getting to learn the car. It's a E46 M3 2001 model with a bit of extra compression, so it runs very well. It's very strong. It's probably better than me at the moment. There's definitely time left in it, but yeah, we're trying to do small increments, and hopefully we can get to 46 soon.
Monroe normally in a Porsche, this time deciding the M3 might be the better option to run up the hill. Let's see if his plans are going to work out exactly how he'd like them to. Brings that M3 to the line. He's going to be taking on Piet van der Walt for a potential class victory here. It's a good start. And now heading up into the hill and past all the sponsors' branding. Good run here from Monroe. He's kept it all together smoothly. Just a few 100 meters more. And that finish line is beckoning. What's his time going to be like? He's into the twisties. He's run a bit wide. That might cost him a little bit of time. And yes, it has. Unfortunately, finishing up in second place.
So I'm very happy. I've been improving each run. So small increments now. But I've put on new rubber today. We'll just bed it in this practice one. And hopefully we can improve in the next qualifying runs.
Have a look at this piece of machinery. The Piranha Ranger 525 from Lindenberg Racing.
It's a normal 4x2 Ford Ranger. They take a 2.2 XLT and they convert it to a 5-litre Mustang V8 or a 5-litre Mustang V8 supercharged. This particular one is normally aspirated, but there is a supercharged version. It's incredible. I mean, this thing's got grunt up that hill, and that's the first run I did with it this morning. I mean, I was wheel spinning the inside wheel out of the one turn at 140 k's an hour. I mean, it's got grunt. It's seriously different. It's got to be the fastest fishing bucky in the country.
It's going fishing. It's going fishing for the top of its class as well. Taking on no less than Colin Clay in a Lamborghini Aventador and Charles Needham in an Aston Martin V8 Vantage. And Lindenberg is only a couple of tenths off those two times. You can see the roll of the bucky is a little bit more difficult than the race cars or even those road cars that are fighting with him in this category. So he has to fight that along with the additional power coming out of that magnificent Piranha engine as he heads through the twisties. Have a look at that. Side by side and some big tipping and rolling. But needless to say, still good enough for third place. This is the man they've all come to beat. Franco Scribante in the B26. Twin Hayabusa supercharged engine and the king of the hill last year. And this is why. Have a look at this and the kind of pace you can get out of Scribante's machine. In constant contact with his pit crew to tell them exactly what's happening in the car to try and get it quicker and quicker. Will they break that elusive 40-second bracket here? It looks like Scribante is on for a great run here and might just be able to do it. Remember, he's fighting out with Andre Besaidnout and with Robert Volk in that Formula Renault. It's a Formula 1, a Formula Renault, and this B26 that have been the class of the field so far. As he comes across the line, it's good enough for second.
Look, I could be happier, but you know, we've gone quicker. It's quickest all day. It's all quickest all weekend for us. We still got about a second to go to catch Andre, and you know, he's really flying. But hopefully we can still do something.
I think it's the Buffalo River water again.
All right, so we saw a 40-second run. Can he get into the 39s now on his final attempt? Heading to the top of the hill, he'll get to see himself in that big screen. That's where everybody's watching. There's some nice vantage points all around the circuit though, and there's lots of crowd right the way up the hill. There you can see them on the left-hand side as he heads past into the twisties now for the final time. This could be the 39-second run he's looking for. Is it going to be good enough? It is 39 seconds. We'll have to wait and see what the same note does in the F1 Dallara. Team seem happy.
Our hats off to the Formula One, and you know, that's why it's a Formula One, and nobody could catch it today. But I just want to say thanks to my guys, Kobus, Marco, Eugene, Eddie, and Carl. Great team, great car. You know, sometimes it's just too fast, but we did the best we could, and I think they turned out the best car that they could. So in that respect, I am happy, yes.
Super effort from Chris Leeson to win A1, A2 to Bester, A3 to Gearing, Roots takes A4, 5 goes to Simmons, Colin Clay wins out 7, Zulk takes A6, A8 to Pops, Cronje taking B1, B2 to Des Goodsight, Kidgel takes B3, B4 to Van Rensburg, Piet van der Walt wins out the B5 category, B6 to Charlie Arton, Andre Besaidnout, King of the Hill on a 37.6, Gart de Villiers C2 and Dion Duplessis C3. Now time for those well-earned trophies.
A new record of 37.69 in the Formula One Dallara, Andre Besaidnout.
Confirmation from Laren Mew there on the sideline. A brand new record for Andre Besaidnout in that Ford-powered F1 Dallara. And he's going to be taking this trophy home to Walter Frieden Estate and definitely putting it in pride of place. Congratulations there to Andre Besaidnout. A superb effort from Franco Scribante and Robert Volk there in third place.
Class A4, the prize over there goes to Reggie Roots in the Nissan GTR 35 in a time of 44.54.
Richard Roots, as you heard from Laren again, taking the A4 category, beating out Jackie Schechter as well. The NXGen car performing faultlessly with Reggie Roots behind the wheel.
I'm ecstatic, and I'll be back next year, even if I have to cycle up that hill.
Congratulations go out to all of our victors. They've worked hard, and a big effort there from the team from Stardust as well. Thanks for joining us for this year's Jaguar Simola Hillclimb.